everybody, and welcome to The Balancing Act. I'm Julie Moran.
And I'm Olga Villaverdi. You know, it's never too late to begin a college savings program. So today, we've got the help you need to get started.
And if you have a recurrent or chronic infection of any kind, there's now a better and more precise diagnostic tool that you can have access to.
Plus, I took field trip to Orlando, Florida to visit Holiday Retirement Community. And I got to tell you, they welcomed me with open arms. We're going to live there when we're 90.
Yes, and play cards and have fun.
And poker.
And it's always a holiday when Chef Ralph is in the kitchen.
I'm feeling saucy, seasoning up some recipes with my secret ingredient.
Thanks, Ralph. And you know, it's no secret that the show must get going.
That's right. The Balancing Act starts right now. Stay with us.
College, just like buying a home or saving for retirement, is a great investment. But why is it more people tend to save for a home or retirement and not a four-year degree? Well, one reason, obviously, is money. Saving the necessary funds to be able to pay for tuition is certainly not easy. But it's never too late to begin saving for college, and there are certainly advantages to starting early on when your child's young. Joining me this morning is Meredith Barnhart, Director of Communications for MEFA. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, before we get started, I wanted to read this to my viewers, and I was startled by this statistic. So I read this from the College Board regarding the cost of college. Listen, for the 2017-18 school year, it was $50,900 at private colleges, ouch, $25,290 for state residents at public colleges, and $40,940 for out-of-state residents attending public universities. And here's one more fact. 43 million Americans have approximately $1.5 trillion in student loan debts. My goodness.
I know. So the numbers are notable. Cost of college is very significant, and student loan debt across the country is very large. But the good news is that families can prepare now, start saving, and really tackle that cost of college and avoid that large student loan debt by saving now.
And I'm seeing it now. I have a junior, and she's already, telling me, oh, I want to go here, I want to go here, and I'm seeing the numbers. I did get the Florida prepaid, but now she wants to leave Florida possibly, so I'm getting a little anxious. And I think every parent out there, just like me, we have the right intentions for the children, but many of us, not all of us, but many of us put it off.
Right.
They say, oh, it's 18 years away, oh, it's 15 years away, and before they know it, here it is.
Right.
Here it is.
We talk to so many parents who have juniors or seniors in high school, and they say, we wish we had saved. We wish we had planned. And so we know that life is busy, but it's really important to start now, start saving, start planning, and then you'll be prepared for these college costs.
Okay, so let's start planning. What do we do? What should we do?
So the best thing to do right now is to open a 529 account for every child in your family. It's a simple plan. It has tax advantages, and they're across the country, one in every state. And then you just need to figure out how much to put in the plan. So take care of your own retirement, take care of your living expenses, have that 6-month emergency fund everyone tells you to have. Then look at your discretionary income and put as much as you can of that into each college savings account.
Okay, but when you start calculating numbers, you start looking at all that, it gets confusing, and honestly, some people just say, I can't. So how can we make it easy for us?
So we have a great tool. It's MEFA's college planning tool. It's right on our website, completely free, no credit card, any payment needed. Families simply sign up. They put in their last name, they put the ages of their children, and then they're going to list their current college savings. If you don't have any, that's fine, but even if you have a small amount, you'll list that for every child. Then you'll put in where you think that child might go to college. This is just a guess.
Okay.
So for example, you're in Florida, maybe your daughter does want to end up at UF, or maybe she wants to go to New York, and you put in NYU.
She thought of New York. NYU, that's a good one.
There we go. So you put in that college, and then the tool will project the cost of college for you. Then what it will do is look at your college savings, and it will figure out your shortfall. How much more do you need to save? And then the tool will give you a personalized plan of how much more you should save each month and tell you how to do that.
Besides having these tools, are there people that can help you maybe on the phone where maybe something happened that year that you need to change? Because the numbers change every year.
Exactly, exactly. So we always tell families, revisit that tool, and we are available anytime. So we have an 800 number that folks can call. We're on email, and then we're all over social media. So families can send us questions, send us information about their situation. Perhaps they call us and talk us through their situation, and we can give them guidance. And again, it's all free.
And talk to me about the history and the mission of MEFA. I think you've been doing this now for 35 years for families?
So we started in 1982. We're a nonprofit, and really our sole purpose is to help families across the country plan, save, and pay for college, families just like yours. And so that we do that happily, and we've been doing it over 35 years.
And it doesn't matter if you have a newborn or if you start when they're 10 years old. It's just start.
Exactly.
Right?
Start saving, start that plan, and then we can also help you down the line with college admissions and financial aid, paying that college bill, and then even if you do have to take loans, we're going to help you do that so you can borrow wisely and not take on too much student loan debt.
That's fantastic. I have some myths I want to go through real quick, and I want to hear you respond. Myth number one, if you can't save nearly enough to pay for your child's college education, there's no point in trying.
Some people think that, but even saving a $15, $20 a month is going to give you a significant amount. It's going to grow over time, and it'll help you with that college bill.
Myth number two, saving for college might affect my child's eligibility for financial aid.
Yes, we get that a lot. And the great news is that the financial aid formula looks more at income than at assets or at savings accounts. So about 95% of your college savings account is going to be protected in the financial aid formula. Great news, you can save for college and still qualify.
Last one, you can't afford to save if you have a tight budget.
We hear that a lot. We know there's so many financial constraints on families, but again, just putting a few dollars aside for savings. At this point, families really can't afford not to save because college is so significant. So really take as much as you can, put that money aside now, and you'll be glad you did.
No excuses anymore. All right, for our viewers out there who'd like to learn more, where do they go, Meredith?
Just MEFA.org, that's our website, /start saving, and we'll have everything we need for you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your time.
Sure thing.
And if you'd like more information, check out our website, and that's thebalancingact.com.
If you've been suffering from a recurrent or chronic infection, you're not alone.
In fact, if that infection is a urinary tract infection or UTI, the numbers may surprise you. It's estimated that 150 million UTIs occur yearly worldwide, accounting for $6 billion in healthcare costs.
Today, we're sharing a very personal story of one woman who's been suffering from UTIs for nearly 45 years.
Beth Troutman is on location in Phoenix, Arizona with more.
That's right, Olga. Can you imagine having UTIs for 45 years and not knowing why? But today, Raylene Billerbeck is feeling hopeful thanks to a new technology called Next Generation DNA Sequencing. It's an innovative diagnostic tool that's giving patients and doctors the answers they need.
It started in my early 20s, and chronic urinary tract infections from early 20s till now.
Since the early 70s, Raylene Billerbeck has been suffering from UTIs, a chronic condition that has taken a toll on her entire life.
The only way that they could diagnose me was with the scope, and then I would get treatment. But after, I would keep going back, not feeling well, knowing that I had an infection, and then they would do the urine culture. The urine culture always came back negative, so I would not get medicine. So I'd stay home until I was bleeding, go back, and then the urine culture would test positive, and I would get antibiotics.
So you would have to wait until it was really severe because these urine cultures were coming back negative.
Yeah, there were many, many infections where I was just bleeding heavily.
Enduring the pain and discomfort, she always felt exhausted and drained physically and emotionally. The UTIs continued, and after 20, 30, even 40 years, it affected her professionally and personally.
I had gone to 2 doctors. They were both in Arizona when we moved here. They both scoped me, so they saw what my bladder looked like, right? They saw the infection, and they treated it. But then over time, I would keep going back saying, I have an infection, I don't feel well, and get negative results. And they both gave up on me. They both actually said, it's all in your head.
All right, Raylene, how are you doing?
I'm okay. I've had a few bad days, but I'm doing okay.
Dr. Roscoe Nelson has been a practicing urologist for almost 20 years. And like a lot of doctors, he had to rely on traditional cultures to diagnose the cause of infections. And unfortunately, those cultures were not useful.
For hundreds of years, we have, at least since the late 1850s, the only thing we've had to diagnose a urinary tract infection is a culture. And we know that cultures only grow out about 1% of all the known bacteria and fungi that we know about. For years, it's been very frustrating. Patients would come in and they'd had UTI symptoms. You knew they had a UTI, they knew they had a UTI, and yet the culture was negative, and you were stuck not knowing how to treat them.
Until now, an exciting new technology called Next Generation DNA Sequencing, an innovative tool that is giving doctors and their patients the answers they need.
This is great technology, and I've been working with MicroGenDX for about 4 years. And what they do is they'll take whatever sample it is, whether it's urine or whatever body part that they're worried about being infected, and they're doing some really incredible things with bone, with joints, with prosthesis, with other parts, with wound infections. But from a urologist standpoint, they'll take the urine and they will look at it, and their technology is able to get an exact sequence of DNA, compare it to this catalog of over 30,000 known bacteria and fungi, and tell you exactly what is in the urine.
Precise data that is giving doctors a more accurate diagnosis. How does next generation DNA sequencing use DNA to help identify some of these issues?
Just like I have my own DNA and you have your own DNA, and it's like a fingerprint. It can identify you exactly what you are, who you are, and defines you. Bacteria and fungi have DNA, and we can identify exactly who they are, what their tendencies are, what they're sensitive to. So we don't have to guess. We don't have to say which bacteria is going to grow out on the culture or guess what's going on. We can send this test in, and it doesn't care. It's going to look at all the DNA, select it out, identify it, compare it to a huge database of bacteria and fungi, and tell us what it is.
The right tool that provides the right key to unlock the door to some much needed answers.
MicroGenDX has set it up so I can send a urine off, and it doesn't matter what I order. I don't have to pick which test to order. It just tells me what's there. It looks at the DNA, compares it to the catalog, and says, this is what you have, this is what you need to treat with, and it makes it easy. Most patients I see that have these recurrent urinary tract infections have been to their primary care physician, they've been to their gynecologist, they've been to a dozen urgent care centers, and they're just going on this merry-go-round. And what we're thinking is we're just going to do the same thing with the same information, and the results are going to change. It doesn't work that way. And so what this does is it gives us new information, new targets to aim at, and helps us be more successful and gets them off that merry-go-round of antibiotic pain, antibiotic pain.
Which must be a relief for these patients.
It's huge for the patients. They get their life back.
Like Raylene, who is feeling better, looking forward, and finally, after so many years of suffering, living life to its fullest.
All these years, I haven't had much hope. I'm like, just don't go back in the revolving door. Just don't get back in there. And now I think there's hope. I mean, especially talking to Dr. Nelson, we've got things we can try now, and we can try them, and we can now actually see if they're working or not. Before we were just like in the dark, are we getting results or not? So I know that's invaluable, and I am really grateful to have that.
Thank you so much for sharing your story with us. You are an amazing woman.
Oh, well, thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk about MicroGen.
And if you would like to learn more about next generation DNA sequencing, we'd love for you to visit MicroGenDX.com.
Okay, so I love quick and easy ideas when it comes to dinner.
Absolutely. We all want delicious homemade meals without all the hassle.
That's right. So here's Ralph.
Time to soup up the flavor in your main meals, sides, and sauces with delicious seasonings from Orrington Farms. They are my secret ingredients for perfect homemade dishes. You know, Orrington Farms is American-made and family-owned. Orrington Farms provides flavorful mealtime enhancements made with quality ingredients so you can make delicious homemade meals without all the hassle. Today, I'm feeling saucy, so I'm making a classic bolognese sauce right here on my stovetop. What's going on here right now? I started this with carrots and celery, a little bit of garlic, and I got ground beef all coming together. Could you use pork and lamb in this as well? For sure, it would be a great secret. Now, this is all browned up. I'm going to add some of my other ingredients. Well, what do I have? I've got tomato paste. Tomato paste is nice. It's a little sweet, but it's going to give us some development and give a little bit of strength to our sauce. I like a little strength. Spin that around. I like the earthiness that I get from mushrooms, so mushrooms enter my party. I like being tipsy, so red wine comes in here too. You'll thank me for it. Tomato puree. Can't make bolognese without tomato puree. Give that a roll around. Let everything start to get to know each other. You can smell the mushrooms and the wine. and the meat. Now, it's all about the seasoning. Salt and black pepper. I've got a mixture of nutmeg, oregano, and garlic right here. And then my super secret that I've been telling you all about. Right here, Orrington Farms beef base. I add a little bit of my Orrington Farms beef base. I call it magic dust, man. This stuff makes me look good in a snap. Speaking of snap, let me show you some of the other recipes that I made nice and easy. Over here, I've got chili con huevos. We use the beef base for this as well. Develop that chili flavor so it's quite delicious. A couple of fried eggs, Fresno peppers, jalapenos, and cornbread. You got yourself a meal, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. It doesn't matter. For this, these are chicken meatballs. So what did I use? The low-sodium Orrington Farms chicken base. It's great. It's not salty at all, and it makes the flavor of the chicken really pronounced. I could do it Parmesan style, I could do it Thai style, I could do it Swedish style, I could do it Chinese style, whatever kind of meatball you like, you can make happen. And how about if you're feeling sassy? Some of that chicken base goes a long way in my rice. Make a traditional rice pilaf using the Orrington Farms chicken base, add to it some toasted pistachios, red peppers, carrots, onions, garlic. It is absolutely fantastic. Keep it in the fridge. You got it for Sunday supper. It's always all good. Now let's get back to the sauce. Bolognese, as I say. You can smell it's really starting to come together right here. This needs a couple of minutes to cook. You know, the great thing about Orrington Farms is you can do it any way you like. You want to do it on the stovetop? Do it. You want to do it in the oven? Do it. You want to do it in the pressure cooker? Do it. You want to do it in the slow cooker? Do it. Do it, do it, do it. Just make sure you're doing it with Orrington Farms. That slide over here. This sauce smells absolutely divine. I get it all. The carrots, the celery, the garlic. Man, this is so good. Now I'm going to spoon some of this on top of my already cooked pasta. You know, and if pasta's not your game, maybe you like mashed potatoes, maybe you like naan bread, maybe you like toasted French bread. Whatever it is, this bolognese sauce goes great all over it. And be sure to look out for their meal creations line. They're delicious one-dish meal solutions that you can cook any way you like it. Stovetop, oven, slow cooker, or pressure cooker. Remember, this has been a Quick Bite. But chew slowly. Wow, that's good.
Today, I'm at the Tremont, a holiday retirement community. Bill, thank you so much. He just did my makeup and hair. I'm ready to show you around because this place is really amazing. Ladies, I'm going to show my viewers a tour, okay? All right, let's go. My first stop is the library, where I'm going to meet up with Rick Wigginton. He's been on the show several times. I absolutely adore him. Also joining me will be Dr. Sarah Kyle, and they're going to showcase a lot for me, so let's go.
Welcome.
How are you?
I'm great. Gosh, it's good to see you.
It's great to see you.
So glad to have you here. I wanted to introduce you to a colleague of mine.
Hi, how are you?
Dr. Sarah Kyle.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for having me. I am so, this place is amazing, and I've only seen this much. What I love about this place is that I saw the activities and the schedule, and I just feel like when someone has that and friends around, it keeps them motivated to keep going. And you need to still be active, right?
Absolutely. So you bring up a good point of people have this tendency to think that just because you get older, that loneliness is a part of it.
Right.
And it doesn't have to be.
It doesn't.
And the best part about community is that there is a social opportunity. And so fighting loneliness starts really with community.
Mm-hmm. And how do we do that here?
We do it by really getting to know people as individuals. When someone moves in with us, we want to know, what is it about you? Your strengths, your talents, your skills, and help us get to know you rather than just say, well, here, why don't you just go play this or do this?
This has been such a great day. Thank you so much. I will. And listen, when my time comes,
I've got you set up.
You already got my room?
Got you set. We're ready to go.
I'll see you in 30 years.
See ya.
So as you can see, you can live in a holiday retirement community just like this one, filled with love, friends, and more important, you're not alone. For more information, you can go to the website holidaytouch.com or check out our website, thebalancingact.com. The show for today. Wouldn't it be fun at the Holiday Retirement Center, you and me?
Yes, absolutely.
I think they'd kick us out.
They would. And any show with Ralph is a great show, right?
Always love having. He could be in the Holiday Retirement Center with us.
All right, remember to head to our Facebook page and our website and follow us on Twitter.
And don't forget to check out our Instagram at Julie and Olga.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time. So long.
That would be a hoot.
That would be a real hoot.
So much fun. Okay, Jeannie, have to use that one.